You were born. Congratulations. You are a tiny, bald, blind lump with the teeth of a future forest wrestling champion. Your weight class is slightly heavier than a peach. Your strength is so far only in screaming. And you scream a lot because it is cold, dark, and someone nearby pushes you with his hind leg without permission. It is your brother. Get used to it. Competition begins from the first second of life. The surroundings are, to put it mildly, Spartan. The den is not a cozy apartment with Wi-Fi. It is a dark hole somewhere under the roots of an old spruce tree, smelling of earth, wool, and slightly of fumes. The temperature inside is higher than outside, but it feels like Grandpa's basement. The furniture consists of moss, a little snow, and a couple of pine cones that no one invited. Central heating is your mother. Huge, heavy, and covered in fur, she lies curled up like a depressed carpet. She gives off warm steam and a scent of something familiar, a mix of milk, birch, and "don't come near me or I'll kill you." You cling to her, trying to find the source of food blindly, until your brother intercepts your position. The first victory is his. But you do not give up. By crawling, kicking, and loudly squealing, you still find the cherished warmth and get the first sip of milk in your life. Remember this moment. You will dream about it more than once in old age, when you will be lonely chewing dried bark somewhere under a stone. In the meantime, you're alive, you're well-fed, you're lying in a pile of the same screaming lumps, and you have no idea that outside the den it's minus 30 degrees Celsius, predators, and people with cameras who will try to take a selfie with your mom, not suspecting that she's in a bad mood. Welcome to the world, baby. You take your first steps. They are uncertain, shaky, and they end with you falling on your nose. But mom is there. If anything happens, she will pick you up and lick you. Sometimes, if she's not busy eating. You discover the forest, grass, branches, strange smells, and anthills, especially anthills. The first contact, and you learn that the ants are not very friendly to guests. Then you see a beehive. It smells like happiness. You reach out and the world explodes. Bees, everywhere. Pain, panic, new skill, running across rough terrain like a scared chicken. The surprises continue. For example, the hedgehog, a small, cute, prickly demon. You decide to lick it. The result is that the suffering of generations is written into your language. And of course, the fish. It splashes near the shore. You freeze, paw up, and past. It swims away, and you stand there with a wet muzzle and the bitterness of defeat. But all this is a path, a fun, stupid, sometimes painful path to becoming a real bear. Mom is not just a bear. She's like a forest survival instructor, strict, silent, with fangs. You learn important things from her. For example, that a wolf is not a furry friend, and if you see one, pretend you're not there. And a boar is like a lump in meat. Don't touch it unless you're sure you can swallow it. Finding food is a whole science. Mom sniffs the air, digs the earth, and suddenly pulls out a whole breakfast from under the roots. You try to repeat it. You find only a stone and disappointment. There's still a long way to go. And here it is, honey. Real, sticky, sweet, like happiness in a warm spoon. You taste it and understand. Before this, you simply existed. Now you live. With brothers, it's a different drama, especially when it comes to berries. You find a bush, they find it too. A minute later, there are torn leaves, screams, and one lucky winner with a purple face. Today, it's not you. And then winter comes. Mom takes you to the den. It's cold, dark, cramped, and you realize the den is not cozy. It's a test, and it's just beginning. And then one day you wake up and your mom is gone. No heavy breathing, no smell, no usual kick her to get up. Just silence. You look outside thinking she's somewhere nearby, but she's gone. No goodbyes, no instructions. Just gone, like Windows XP after 2014. First you wait, then you yell a little. Then comes the phase. Oh well, I'm independent. After 10 minutes, panic. It's as if the whole forest is yelling at you. Newbie! You walk, rustle, fall from a hummock, sniff the bark, try to catch a mouse. Freedom, it turns out, is when no one will help you if you are stuck in the bushes. You are now both the hunter and the prey. Your own breadwinner, your own cook, your own psychotherapist. Adolescence isn't about acne. It's about sleeping in the rain, eating whatever you can, and snapping at squirrels. But the main thing is that you're alive. And with each passing day, you're becoming more and more of a real bear. You now have your own piece of forest. Small, but with a stream, berries, and a convenient place to scratch yourself. Seems okay? The first thing you do is announce to everyone around that this is yours. You walk around, growl, mark. A couple of days later, another bear appears. He also thinks that this is his. You look at each other, wave your paws, make scary sounds. Then you both go in different directions, and don't remember this area anymore. You master hunting, you pick berries quickly, you fish patiently. Sometimes you just sit by the water and wait for it to come swimming. One day you catch a squirrel. No one knows how it happened, including you. It runs away, and you stand there and watch it go, not really understanding what just happened. People have it easier with food. Tourists leave their bags unattended. You left the camp with your mouth full several times. You were even caught on camera somewhere. Maybe now you are the star of some hiking forum. In spring, a special energy appears in the forest. Everyone is running somewhere, sniffing something, breathing loudly. You too are drawn into the process. One day brings a meeting. She walks along a stream, large, confident, with an air of knowing that all the males around her are stupid. You decide to make an impression. You growl louder than usual. A few circles around the clearing, a little rolling on the ground. Then you bring her an anthill. Why this one? No one knows. But she does not leave. That's good. And then the opponent appears, huge, covered in scars, with a heavy gait. You size each other up, you draw closer. Without further ado, the jostling begins. A few blows, a bit of noise, and you are standing at opposite ends of the clearing again. The female looks, turns around, and leaves with him. You stay. The forest becomes normal again. Water flows nearby, trees rustle, and somewhere in the bushes a hedgehog rustles. Life goes on. Autumn. And that means it's time to eat as if the end of the world is ahead and you're the only one who knows about it. Berries, mushrooms, fish, random apples, unknown roots, everything goes into use. If it fits in your mouth and doesn't run away, you eat it. Your belly grows faster than your reputation. It's hard to sit down. It's impossible to stand up. Between meals, a mission, find a den, the old one, it's taken, Badger. He has the eyes of someone who won't back down. Okay, let's go. The next place looks great, until you jump in and disappear into some bottomless pit. You emerge covered in leaves and second-guessing your decisions. Eventually, you find a modest hole under the slope, moss, a couple of branches, cozy by forest standards. You climb inside, curl up into a ball, fart from satiety. You curl up in your den, press your paws to your belly, and bury your muzzle in the moss. It's dark, quiet, a little stuffy, just right. Sleep comes quickly, your body switches off, your brain goes into slideshow mode. Sometimes I have weird dreams. Sometimes I eat berries the size of a bear. Sometimes I fly over the forest on a pine branch. Once I dreamed that I was a beaver with a schedule. Better not to remember. Time passes. Outside, there is snow, wind, or someone stomping. You can't see anything, but sounds penetrate your sleep. Something rustles, drips, breaks. It seems like moose passed by, or tourists, or both. You don't wake up right away. At first, you just toss and turn and sneeze. Then you start to smell. Wet grass, earth, spring. You slowly crawl outside. The light is in your eyes, your paws don't obey, and your stomach demands an explanation. Where is breakfast? Hibernation is over. A new season begins. More food, smells, sounds, everything in a circle, and you are back in the game. Now you're an adult, a real one. You weigh almost half a ton. Your paw is wider than a human head. Your neck doesn't turn all the way, but it's impressive. You walk through the forest calmly, slowly, confidently. Everything around you is yours, or at least everyone thinks so. Other bears avoid you. The young ones leave the trail without looking. One tried to growl. He left with a bruise on his ear and a new understanding of life. Wolves do not interfere at all, even if they are hungry. Even if there are many of them, they just pretend to go the other way. You have a creek, a few bear trails, a few favorite bushes, and a great rock to sleep on. Sometimes you circle the area just to remind yourself, you're here. No one argues. You ate everything you could. You caught fish with your paw, licked anthills, chased wild boars. You have scars, a history, and a great den that no one dares to occupy. You are the local boss, without a crown, but with a reputation. And then, after a while, you're old. Your paws are heavy, your teeth are dull, your neck doesn't move like it used to, but inside, you're still the same, just slower. You don't run after the fish, you wait for it to come closer. Sometimes it works. Young bears are now bigger, faster, meaner. They run, fight, pretend they know everything. You look at them and remember how you yourself waved your paws, dragged anthills to the females, and stole condensed milk from the tent. Sometimes you smile, well, as best you can. You often lie on a stone and remember Mom, her snore, the first beehive, chasing a squirrel that ignored you. The first berries, the first summer without Mom, the first den, dug crookedly but with pride. Now you just walk through the forest and everyone steps aside. Not because they're afraid, because they respect you. You do not prove anything, you just are. An old man with scars but with character. You walk out onto the path as always. slowly, heavily, but without haste. Everything is familiar. The forest hasn't changed, it's just quieter. Or maybe you've started listening differently. You pass by a tree where you once dug, you once slept there, you probably fought there, or just scratched yourself. It doesn't matter anymore. You walk along a stream, stop and inhale the smell of damp earth. It all began here. It all ends here. You lie down in the grass. The moss is soft. The sun warms your back. The birds sing something of their own without disturbing you. No one growls, no one fusses. Just you and the forest, and the silence which no longer oppresses but calms. The cycle is complete. You have become part of the forest, not symbolically but truly, without effects, fanfares, or dramatic music. You simply left, just as you once came, without warning. And if someone ever walks along this path and sees a track, they might think it's just an old bear. And they'll be right.